pessimist.
So, first of all, congratulations. It's a great milestone, and it's great to be here with everybody. Appreciate it. I think that what everybody said is valid, and I think that what the optimists say has merit. I think, unfortunately, what Howard says has a lot of merit. I don't know the answer. I really don't know. I can tell you this much. This week, I resigned from the Republican Party. I've been a member since I was 18 years old. And I was so annoyed with what's going on in the country, and what's the racism and the misogyny and everything else. It became, it's not the party that I grew up with. It's not the country that I expected it to be. So I think that the anger and everything else that's going on in this world is evidenced by what happened in Turkey today, which is disgusting.
Yeah.
But also what's happened with this
What happened in Turkey?
What happened in attack?
Hundreds of people were
during a
killed.
peace rally, and
Hundreds of people were killed. They're blown up. You didn't see the news?
No, I didn't hear the
In
news.
Ankara, yeah, they blew up. I don't even know.
They
have
what?
they don't know.
terrorists. Well, they don't know yet. But this kind of thing's happening constantly. What's going on in Syria? It's very, very depressing. And so I think Howard's right. You look at this stuff. You look at ISIS, and I think back, and I've been here 50 years, and I don't remember the type of anger and the type of race. I mean, it's just terrible what's going on. And when you see these debates and you hear these people, I mean, talk about immigrants like they're criminals, and it's just not true. I mean, I love immigrants. They're wonderful people. This whole country's based on immigrants.
I want to take Syrians into my home.
And so I think Howard's right. You start to question if this is the platform under which serious people are doing things. It's like, where are we? So it's upside down. So when black is white and white is black, I don't know if I'm optimistic. I mean, I'm optimistic in the will of people and the good nature of a lot of folks, because I think at the end of the day, there is a lot of that. But it's overridden by idiots. I think the one thing, and I can't stand Donald Trump, but one thing I do believe is that the government is run by idiots. And I think that if I had my way, we'd throw the entire Congress out and start again. Both sides of the aisle.
Hear, hear.
Because people don't really care about the country. They care about their careers. And it's disgraceful what's going on. This whole thing with the Speaker of the House is disgraceful. When I worked on Capitol Hill when I was in college, and then again in law school, there was a spirit at least of trying to compromise. I mean, Tip O'Neill, you couldn't find a more different person, excuse the grammar, than Ronald Reagan. It didn't exist. And yet they got together because they cared about the country. And here we have this quagmire. So I don't know the answer to the question. I'm hopeful, but I believe Howard has some valid concerns, and I hope that we're able to do it. I'm very concerned about this Iranian deal. I understand why it was done, but I'm extremely concerned about it because I think what happened, when Israel is left alone, it's a very serious problem. I'm not an Obama supporter, as you guys know. I think that he means well, but I think he's particularly naive, and I think that what's going to happen, unfortunately, is something that we have to deal with. I think his intentions are good. I'm just not sure the result. I'm just not sure the result is what it is, because when you deal with people like ISIS and everything else, it's a big risk. So I think Howard is valid in his concerns. But I ultimately am optimistic because I think human nature always wants to overcome. So I'm hopeful if that's the case, and people like Monkey give me a lot of feeling that that's the case. So I believe in the future, but I'm very concerned. So I don't know if that's an answer, but it's very complicated.
It's really complicated because I work with teenagers, and on the one hand, I see that they're accepting, that they're completely unprejudiced, that they're open, that they're, but on the other, they don't get to experience the kind of intimacy in terms of knowing people that we do. Because, like, there was an incident a couple of years ago where Maddie and I were driving somewhere, and she saw some friends that she recognized, so we pulled over, and she was introduced to one of the girls, and the girl said, "Oh yeah, we're friends on whatever." They
Facebook.
followed each other on something. It wasn't Facebook, but it was something similar. And this concept that you can be friends with somebody that you've never met, like that's the definition. But she would argue, and I don't disagree either, that they have more connections than we ever did. That she knows hundreds and hundreds of people and is friendly with them. So it's a really complicated. It's a different way of knowing people, and I guess I'm just not 100%.
Sorry to get video producer-ish, but this could be seen 20 years from now. So let me ask you a couple of questions. David, who is Obama?
President Barack Obama is the current president of the United States.
Who is ISIS?
ISIS is the Islamic State, which is a group of Islamics who want to create caliphates and go back to essentially a pure
The sixth.
dogmatic.
Okay. What happened in
The seventh
Turkey?
century.
What happened in Turkey today or this week?
Hundreds of people were killed
How?
in a bomb at the train station in Ankara.
Okay, and they were protesting or
No,
I think they were
demonstrating for
I think
peace?
they were- I
Rally.
think they were a peace rally.
It was a peace rally.
Yeah.
Hundreds were injured. I knew that 97 were killed. You're saying
No, hundreds more.
hundreds more
As of
have
tonight.
been found
Hundreds
dead.
today.
Okay, and Donald Trump, who you mentioned?
Donald Trump is
His
a
buildings we're living in.
he's a real estate tycoon who's running for president under a very what I would consider to be just appealing to people's base instincts, and it's something that appeals to anger and folks who just want to be angry. It's something we've seen before. It's something we've seen in Germany in the 1930s.
Mhm.
It's exactly how some people come to power, but it's not this country. And that's why I resigned from the Republican Party, because I don't believe in anything these people are saying. It's disgraceful, I think, personally.
Thank you.